So, welcome aboard, everyone. Um, we just flew a pastor down with some Bibles and other lady down in, what's that, Palanan? Yeah, down in Palanan. It's like a 60 nautical miles trip from base to that airport. So in coming back, we have some passengers in the back seat. One of them needs to get some pickup at the doctor of some sort. But we got a new guy on board. This is not Sean, this is Ray. I've had the privilege of being with him now for a couple of days. This is like our second flight together, and he's the one in charge of the base up in Banwar. Very interesting story that he has. And what I like to ask everyone I fly with, Ray, is what keeps you going, you know? A lot of people are not in favor of mission aviation so much, so I always like to ask them what keeps you going, because I'm sure there's a lot of reasons why you could quit, but like what keeps you going?
Well, you know, everybody has their questions, and you know, everybody can feel once in a while like, oh, what am I really, you know, doing all this for? But it's just little things, you know, like just the other day when I was talking with Pastor, the one we just popped off, he told me the story of the church that we're building there, that we just took them some money to keep the construction going, where they have a lot of newly baptized members. It was about 2 months ago, one of the young girls there, she's about 12, she really wanted to be baptized,
Yeah.
and her family told her that they didn't approve, and I don't know if they were aware, but anyway, somehow she slipped through the gates, and she got baptized anyway, and then she went home and her family scolded her for it.
Wow.
And they weren't happy, and but then it was probably a few weeks later, she got real sick, and I think she had some infection in her brain is what the doctor thought, and she really needed to get out, and of course they didn't have money, so Pastor called us, and I was able to go and pick them up, her up and her family. I took them to Kauai, where she got taken care of, and they put her on medication, and she got better. She was getting really violent, so they thought it was something with her brain. And then when they brought her back, then like the next 2 weeks, Pastor had been doing some meetings out there, and they all started coming to the meetings every night for like the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Wow.
And the whole family, all their neighbors, they all got baptized.
Wow.
You know, so it's just, you think, oh, you know, and what is it? You know, he didn't really do anything, you know, but God uses those little things and moments like that where you think, you know, that makes me thankful that you have the opportunity, even how small it may seem, just to do something, you know, to serve someone else, and it can make a difference.
Yeah.
And people who really have a lot of needs, and you know, we can provide a service that
Amen, that's a blessing. And in a nutshell, how did you end up in the Philippines doing mission aviation?
Well, I was working in Central America for a few years, almost 5 years, and I have friends that know the directors here, and it was just a good opportunity for us to, it's the first experience for me, you know, working with mission aviation directly, you know, flying, and it's been a real blessing, so I definitely don't regret it, never will.
Radio, this is PC 8077, now 10 north of your station, maintaining 15.
Well, there you have it, guys.
Good day.
Ray with the 182. It's a high performance aircraft. How many horsepower?
235.
235 horsepower. This is like way faster than what I trained on. Mine was 180. So it's nice to see how it works. I'm just tagging along, observing, making note, and getting ready for later on when I'm in the left seat after I'm instrument rated. It's always a blessing to hang with other aviators and pilots and hear their story. That one was a good one, you know. The girl got sick and being broke, here comes the airplane to pick that person up, and before you know it, I guess, and that's Christ's method, you know. You mingle, you meet a need. Once you meet that need, people are no more open, because if it was another little church or something, you just baptize and the person is sick, maybe you just pray, you know. But with our ministry, we can prayerfully do whatever other stuff, like, hey, you want to ride to the hospital? Well, we'll pick you up, drop you off, and as a result of meeting that need, more baptisms came. Family saw the compassion of Christ revealed, and
that's the blessing too of you know, being able to work hand in hand with the church and the pastors, and it's just all about, you know, God sets the right people in the right place, work as a team, and yeah, but you know, everybody has their place, and it's a blessing. It's great.
Amen. So, yeah, that's Mission Aviation 101 for you guys. The scenery outside, it's beautiful. So, every now and then you can peek outside and enjoy God's nature and look at the rain when it's not so overcast and the weather is terrible. Oh, yeah. How many hours again did you were saying the pastor, you know, because we dropped the pastor off with some Bibles so he can nurture the converts and keep the church going. How many hours you said he needs to get those supplies where they're supposed to go?
Well, the place where the Bibles are for, it's about maybe an hour and a half outside of the main town. If it's raining, you probably have to walk at least close to an hour because the rivers, you can't cross the river. But there's other villages there that we're trying to set up some runways where it's about a 10-hour hike for him. And he has to cross a few, 3 or 4 rivers, I think.
Wow. So 10 hours, guys. All right. No, here's the $1 million proposal, I guess. What if you were to have an airplane to move between those 2 points where he has to hike? Hours. How many hours? I mean, what's the duration of that flight?
About 5 minutes.
Wow, 5 minutes. So 10 hours hike to bring some Bibles and supplies and visit members. But if you put a small airplane on that, between that route, it's 5 minutes flight. Wow, that's like $1 million option right there. A couple thousand, you know. So, like, any idea of any plane you think take care of that workload, in and out, small strip?
Yeah, there's quite a few small airplanes that would do it. Either, you know, there's a whole list of really capable small 2-seater airplanes that would really be ideal for something like that. Because you don't need much of a runway. You know, either, you know, there's Super Cubs and they've come out with some new ones, but we're just praying for the Lord to provide at the right time.
078 taxi back Cyclone, have a good day.
Either that, you know, a helicopter would do the same, if not better, but we got to work with what we have. So.
That's true. So if anyone watching this video have a small Piper, would it be a Piper Cub?
Well, a Super Cub.
Super Cub, yeah, you got a Super Cub, 5 minutes, and you bring a couple 100 pounds of cargo, right? So it would be like mainly supplies that you're bringing in for 5 minutes.
Occasionally it may be a patient Oh,
yeah. Right, because you could have them in the stretcher and someone up front, basically.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, yeah, guys, because, a lot of people think, like I've had people ask me to explain to them exactly how mission aviation work in terms of spreading the gospel. Like, they cannot see it because everyone sees an airplane flying. Like, pull out your camera, take a picture. It's nice. Oh, wow, you're a pilot. Oh, wow, you fly. But unless they hear stories like this, they cannot relate to the mission aspect of it, like what you're able to do with a flight. When all the fun and scenery and wow, an airplane is put aside, you're bringing supplies for a guy who would have walked 10 hours. 5 minutes.
And particularly where he's going, there is no road to get to Palana.
Wow.
And so he's got to take a bus from Manila about 8 hours, and then it's an 8-hour boat ride to get to where we dropped him off. And if the weather's bad, the boat's capsized, and so of course, just the fact that we have the service able to take him out there. But man, it would do so much more if we could even get him right to the village where he's going,
Right. So in spite of what we're doing, we're always thinking of ways that we can do a little bit more for these people. So that's Philippines 101 with Ray. He's over here with his wife. She's at home. She's a nurse. Very happy. I know she really has a Filipino spirit because she just is happy. Hey, pasok! So that's nice. And I'll give you a copy of the video and I'll put one together for my vlog, basically, like to, the word out, because my objective now is just journaling my journey and trying to be an inspiration to other young people who they're yet to be in the right seat up front. They're still in their church at home praying. Maybe they have a simulator, hoping that one day they will get in the actual aviation world. So trying to give them an idea what to expect and how far they can go. And we're coming up 23 miles from our destination. I want to capture the approach, so when we're on short final there, but we're going to come back and give you guys a front row seat of Mount Bush flying in and out, and you'll see the strip. So subscribe to my channel below, but it's called Flying by Faith. Hit that subscription bar. I have more subscribers than videos. Yeah.
That's good.
Alright. It's like a year now and about 4 or 5 months since I started that channel. I have more subscribers than videos. So yeah, subscribe to my channel and go to my website. You can read my story. Do you have a website where you vlog or blog or anything yet? No? Alright, he's off-grid, guys. My phone doesn't even work on base much. But, maybe I've seen he has a number of videos on the landings and little cruise. So maybe one day he'll build a channel too and have a little website with some blogs and stories. Right, so see you guys for the approach into Banwar. Bye bye.